So I apologize for the lack of visuals, and want to welcome everybody for coming. And I do have a few things that I wanted to read. Pammy, our co-president of New Yorkers for Mental Health Alternatives, she unfortunately can't attend. Let's see, we'll let a couple more people come in, and I think there's a few new folks. So we'll give the amount of time it takes for me to cook this cookie to to start the meeting.
How many people are on? Can you tell?
11.
There's not another screen.
Oh, I don't think so. That's really good.
Such a good group activity. So everybody gets to like fill their own folder.
Oh, neat.
It's not that many cooking things.
That was delicious. Thank you, Oliver. All right, well, thank you all for joining. If you do want to turn your cameras on, we can see you. You just can't see us. I'm gonna start by, this will be in the minutes, so I'm not gonna read the entire statement, but Pammy and I drafted this statement just as a heads up as to where we are as an organization and what we are doing in the next few months going forward. And then I'm going to go into our agenda. So I don't see Etienne yet. He wasn't feeling well, so he couldn't come in person, but he was going to try to join virtually. Is Taylor here yet? No. Okay.
This is a little wacky night.
I guess so, yeah.
It's the weather.
Maybe it's the weather. So anyway, as most of you know, we inherited NYMHA in the fall of 2022, and both Pammy and I have been settling into our roles as co-presidents and board members since then. We've made a lot of progress on setting up how we would like the organization to run, and there have been some exciting opportunities for us that have popped up. Balancing work, life, and this volunteer advocacy effort has taken a tremendous lift, and we've come really far. In order to ensure that we are able to maintain our efforts for the long haul, we have identified several key building blocks required. These foundational pieces will allow us to quickly act when opportunities arise. We had a few come up that we just couldn't manage because we didn't have the decision-making process fully in place. For now, we are coordinating the tabling week and handling a few more legislator meetings and our own monthly meetings, and such as discussed further in tonight's meeting, and then focusing on organizational structure until we have built a strong foundation from which we can operate. So the three key things that we see as being necessary are just an operating systems manual, so sort of like a policy handbook that's going to incorporate all of this, community guidelines agreement, and then a communications portal via Discord. So we've created so many email threads about various things in the past 3 weeks that I am personally completely overwhelmed. And I know we've created some strings that didn't have the appropriate people on them that got lost, and multiple people thought they were responsible for different activities. So we really want to stress moving to Discord. And I know some people have said that, they don't do Discord, they don't have Discord. But I don't put apps on my phone, and I just go to it on my computer when I'm available. And it's super easy to use, and it's very robust. It has a lot of chat rooms, so you could jump on and say, hey, can we meet in Discord for a minute and like actually have a conversation. And it works really, really well. But ultimately, we are very excited to be a part of this advocacy effort and thankful that you are all here as a part of it. We are doing our best to ensure that the steps we take now will have a lasting impact on the future. So again, thank you all for being here. And now just moving into basically the rest of the agenda. So the Reconsider group, I don't see anyone from Reconsider online right now, but they have said that they're willing to record testimony and compile everything onto a file that we can show during the tabling event and for other use. So anyone else who is continuing the advocacy work in other ways, if you haven't gone to the Reconsider Vimeo channel, which if you just put in Vimeo and Reconsider, it takes you right there. I think there's 20 something videos already. And Joe, I see you've dialed in. I know that you guys are in touch with recording your testimony. And it's already recorded. Yeah. And one of the other members who came in person last week or last month, Willow, she is a storyteller, and she actually has offered her drafting and editing abilities to help refine people's stories. So I know she and I are meeting with a woman on Friday to talk about how we can connect and refine her story. And she's working with Etienne to work on her story or his story. And Joe, did you guys connect about that too? If you can.
Yes, yeah, we did briefly. I'm waiting to hear back from as far as the date.
Cool. And then for just a couple other announcements, I know that some of you may be on our legislative committee, the subcommittee that has been meeting every Monday at 3:30. And really, we need to refine that meeting time because it was originally proposed to just be an opportunity for Mike Avella, who is the lobbyist that's been working with us pro bono, to give an update on which legislators he's spoken to. And we've kind of hijacked his time into some other planning and coordination efforts. And I really want to honor the amount of headspace and time that he has dedicated to our efforts by removing that from that Monday meeting. And we're going to have a secondary meeting afterwards so that we can continue the conversation if that is necessary. And I already mentioned Discord, so I'm going to, in the meeting minutes, when I send this out, I'm going to include the Discord link. I highly recommend, if you want to stay really active in this advocacy effort, that you dial into that Discord server. And I think the tabling tutorial video is already uploaded there. Is that true? Or
I actually don't know, but I can check right now and make sure that it is.
okay. So I know Colin, I see you're here from BPS. Thanks for joining us. You're coming in on to the tabling event, right?
I'm pretty sure. I'd like to follow up with you guys to coordinate that, but I think I can make it at least for one of the days.
Awesome. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about the tabling in a few minutes. I already said that. Okay. And then Jana's just joining us. She was able to coordinate with Reason for Hope, and they requested that we join a support letter for the breakthrough therapies bill. And that letter of support, unfortunately, we weren't able to sign on. We missed the deadline, but it came with a graphic of all the other organizations that had signed on for support. And it's definitely going to be a great resource for groups to reach out to help coordinate our efforts, and a lot of them are veteran groups. So hopefully we can get some additional folks from those groups as well to join us. And yeah, I'll segue into committee reports. So finance updates, we did get 2 donations. And those 2 donations are going to allow us to buy pens and buttons, which we'll be able to distribute during that tabling week. And oh, no. So that's really exciting. And we're also in the process of finalizing the steps that we need to take in order to really start a fundraising campaign. So there's still some back end details that we need to iron out. And then we'll be able to actually roll forward with more of a stronger fundraising campaign. Etienne is not here, so legislative committee. Jana, do you want to say anything about the legislative meetings that Jana, are you there?
Do I want to say something about what?
Etienne is he messaged me just an hour ago, and he's suffering with a severe migraine and couldn't dial in. So I don't know if there was anything. I wasn't able to join Monday's meeting. Was there anything that we missed that is necessary? I know Mike set up a meeting on Wednesday with a senator that Bill and I are going to be attending, and then we have a meeting set up on Thursday with Assemblymember Linda Rosenthal's team. Was there anything else that?
No, that's coming up. Tomorrow is the Senator Mary meeting. I can be there. I know Joe can be there as well. So we talked about that. We had some updates on having met with New Approach. Aaron had met with a couple of people as well. So there's some of that going on. But yeah, the big thing for Mike is to continue to schedule calls. The big win from a couple of weeks ago was getting the health chair in the assembly, Amy Pollan, on board, which is really exciting. And yeah, it's getting more meetings as we're going forward. I think.
Do you know if the bill tracker website is showing the Republicans that have joined on as co-sponsors yet? Did that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't to the website.
Corinne is looking it up right now. I know that's the last I checked, there were 25 co-sponsors for Assemblymember Burke's bill, and none yet for the Senate for Fernandez's bill. So hopefully that will change going forward.
Wow. Yeah, Pollen is on the Burke bill, and yeah, there's no other co-sponsors on the Fernandez bill. And you have a meeting with Senator Zellner Myrie this week?
Yes.
Perfect ask for him.
Cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome. Thanks, Shauna. And then
I don't know, maybe Nick can let us know an update on their bill if he feels up for it.
I was just gonna ask that if we wanted to ask.
oh yeah, I see Nick and Sophie are both here.
Sure, good to see everybody. So we had sent around a dear colleague, trying to remember when this was, maybe 2 weeks ago now. We added on a couple new people, and we had Latrice Walker join the bill today. So she is our latest person. I don't know exactly what we're up to now, maybe 10 or so. But we can also send that dear colleague around again. I know everybody's a bit focused on budget right now, but we can definitely re-up it for them. It's also good to tie it to any news articles as they come out too. So we will be sure to do that. And we have our meeting coming up later this week, which will be good to touch base. And I think that's where we're at for now, but it'll be good to have a plan as soon as budget's over so we can hit the ground running.
Fantastic. Thanks, Nick.
Sure.
we want to say anything about the tabling event or is that later?
I was gonna talk about the tabling later. Yeah, that's later in that. Well, which is, I mean, we still don't have someone to chair the events committee. And that is something that like this tabling thing we've handled in the legislative group, but really is kind of an event. And one of the other things that I was going to suggest, like I love the Psychedelic Sisterhood and the Brooklyn Psychedelic Society, their model for gathering and having, you know, like trip tales and integration circles. And I see you just started a book club, which is really great. And, you know, I was wondering if there was any interest to do something more of a social club, because I know this meeting, some people have come hoping for it to be like, I mean, not that we're not being social, but like having a, you know, I was thinking more of like a field trips and, you know, fun things. So if there's any interest from anyone to like start that, I would definitely love to help get that going. And then from graphics and marketing, Taylor still hasn't joined us. She was going to have a little bit of a presentation because she revamped the business plan that we came up with and really made it very pop really well, so that when we can run forward with the fundraising, we have a fantastic slideshow that has been built. And Corinne put together some fundraising goals so that we'll put those into that slideshow, and we'll be able to go to potential donors and show them why their investment will be what their investment will go towards. And she designed a really cool button that we're ordering for all of the groups that are tabling to have some little bit of a uniformity, you know, so we're all different groups gathering, but you know, some of us thought that it was a good idea to have something that kind of tied us together. So it says spotlight on mental health alternatives, and it has a little head with a brain and some flowers coming out of it and a spotlight on it. It looks really cute. And then we ordered pens, so that was the other thing that we've been able to do. And Taylor and Etienne are going to spearhead some of the IT stuff and web design. So the only other committee that we saw a need for is communication. So we are still looking for a communication person. And old business.
Can I mention something about the
Yeah.
communications? We ought to put together a press release before the spotlight event. I don't know if anyone on this call has ever written a press release, but I could certainly help with it. And we do have a list of press that we sent out the last thing we did.
Oh, great.
So
Yeah.
we can take many efforts of doing this.
Yeah, well, I know Pammy, we started one at the beginning of the
Oh,
year,
right.
and we have something drafted, and it specifically mentions this, so I think
That's
most of
right.
that is really done. So
That's a great, I'll
Yeah.
go back to that.
yeah. So we should, but yeah, that should go out shortly. And I know one of the things that Mike has suggested is we do a little bit of a press gathering in the Capitol, in one of the corridors where all the press is. So maybe we could coordinate that to happen during the spotlight on mental health alternatives. And so if anyone who is tabling during this event has something that they want to go to the lawmakers, one of the things that we talked about was basically gathering packages. And we just chatted a little bit before this meeting, and we think that the best thing to do would be create a list that has all of the assembly members and senators on it and try to get them at the tables and then hand them the package right then. And then Thursday, by the time Thursday rolls around, if we haven't met with a specific person, then we go and deliver some of the goodies to them. And two of the things that we did get are Dr. Bronner's, Aaron was able to coordinate a donation from Dr. Bronner's, and we got 244 chocolate bars and 180 Pure Castile Heal the Soul psychedelic assisted therapy soup or soap. Mm. So those are gonna go to all the lawmakers, obviously the soap is to as many as we can. And then you know, I know from Collar City Mushrooms, I was probably just gonna include like an informational kind of brochure. And we'll have the pens. So if anyone else is tabling and has a little item that wants to be included in that little, like, you know, goodie package, nothing can be worth more than $15 though. So that's, oh, the whole thing can't be worth $15. Ah,
It should really be, the rest of it should probably be.
okay.
Otherwise it counts as a bribe.
It's an ethics rule violation.
Do we know what the value of these things are?
Well, those chocolate bars are pretty expensive, so, I just say,
It's like,
I got them for 10 somewhere.
Oh.
So that's, but they're small, let me see. They're a little smaller. Anyway, we'll make sure.
Okay,
that
okay,
it's
okay.
not-
Okay, so and then upcoming events and activities. So yeah, the spotlight on mental health alternatives. So we have 12 tables or 12 groups that have committed or, you know, talked about coming. And Corinne, do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, so basically, I uploaded the video to the Discord channel. So if people want to see a little bit more about, actually, the orientation video contains like a very brief 101 on how to pass legislation in New York. And then it goes into what the tabling event is going to look like. So I encourage you to go to Discord. There's a legislative channel and I posted the video there. Basically what it is it's a very heavily traversed corridor in the Capitol where lawmakers, especially during this particular time, pass by between, I don't know, 4 to 8 times a day. If you have something that grabs their attention, they will stop at your table and talk, or you can stand outside of your table and direct people to come to you. People should have literature there to educate lawmakers about the benefits of psychedelic medicine. And it's an opportunity for you just to meet these lawmakers and share that information and give them a takeaway. So that they can bring it back to their office and read it at their own leisure, you know? There's really not a whole lot more to it than that. This is a very busy time at the New York State Capitol. So the chances of being able to talk to lawmakers and staff is high. And I think we might even get some press out of it because it's novel, you know?
Yeah.
The only other thing I wanted to mention is that I spoke with the people at OGS, the Office of Governmental Administration or Services today, and we can get 15, maybe, tables if they fit. So that's the only problem is that they might not fit in that corridor.
Okay.
But we've also got 2 televisions that are playing videos and we might have to lose one of those televisions to get a table.
Well,
So-
I like the idea of sharing. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's appropriate. And like the medical professionals for, you know, psychedelic access table, that can double up with like the history table. Like I know Etienne was preparing a specific table on like, you know, the history of psilocybin use in particular. Yeah, that's fantastic news though.
Yeah.
And does anyone on this call have any questions specific to that? Did we reach out to Assemblymember Rosenthal's team about the banner?
No, I was actually gonna mention to Nick and
Sophie's on.
Sophie that we're thinking about asking Senator Natalia Fernandez to order a poster that says, you know, Senator Fernandez and Assemblymember Burke welcome New Yorkers for Mental Health Alternatives to the Capitol for this event, Spotlight on Mental Health Alternatives. And I would really love it to say Senator Fernandez, Assemblymember Burke, and Assemblymember Rosenthal. But, you know, I think that's up to the lawmakers. So I just wanted to put it out there, Nick and Sophie, to see if you could bring that back to the assembly member and see if she's amenable. We made the reservation for this space through Assembly Member Burke's office, but all of the people who are tabling are supportive of both bills.
Right.
So we wanted to acknowledge that. And I guess you don't have to give us an answer now. I want you to take it back to the assembly member, but that's how we would like to do it.
Yeah.
Now, it's gonna be up to Fernandez because she's the one ordering the poster. But I'd like to go to her with a draft of it, including everything that we want, and then see what she says. Is that fair, Nick? Sophie?
Yeah, I can talk with the assembly member and check in with her. Did they say when they have to order it by?
The advice I got was that we should probably get the text into her office by Monday.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
And I just wanted to mention, Mike said yesterday that he will reach out to Fernandez because we're still waiting to have a meeting with Alyssa and Fernandez together, but he said he was gonna find her and reach out and talk about the banner. So hopefully that will happen this week.
Great. So does anyone have any basic quick questions about the tabling event?
I do. Hi, my name's Eileen. I'm with Cluster Busters, and I'll be traveling from Maryland for the event.
Oh,
And I'm really excited to join you all. I'll be with Joe McKay, who, is native to New York, and I won't be able to be there until Monday afternoon, though. Is that going to be disruptive to you all? And we were talking about sharing tables and whatnot, and I'm sort of like, well, if everybody else is setting up in the morning, should I change my plans?
no, it's not gonna be disruptive at all.
Okay.
It's just think of it as a very busy hallway, and lawmakers aren't gonna get there on Monday first thing in the morning anyway. It's the first day of session. They generally wander in between 10 and 11. I think, from my perspective, as long as we've got tablecloths on all the tables and we look like we're set up, I think it's fine for people to join when they can.
Yeah,
Okay.
Eileen, you're the one that's going to be bringing like cluster buster material?
Yes, I am going to be bringing Cluster Buster material with me. And that leads to my next question. If you all are having like the packets with information in them to hand out and the goodies and stuff, should I send that in advance?
That would be great. I think that's a really good idea. Anybody that can't be there, by 10 o'clock on Monday morning, 10 o'clock on Monday morning should send along the material that you want us to print and put in the packet. Does that make sense, Avery?
Yeah.
Do you want us to have it printed and send it to you printed? Because I don't want to spend your money on printing expenses.
That would be great.
Okay.
That would be a lot easier for us if you
Yeah.
can. And for
Yeah.
people who can't, we'll get it printed,
Yeah,
but it would be easier if you did.
Okay, absolutely. And where should I send it?
333 2nd Avenue, Troy, New York, 12182.
12182.
I'm gonna put that in the
Okay.
Discord as well.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for answering my questions. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Looking forward to sharing some space with you.
Yeah, we should include that information with the address to the other organizations as well.
Yeah.
They want to send something.
Yeah, and I think a brief check-in, like maybe Thursday before the actual tabling week is appropriate, so we can have like a half-hour call, just a last-minute logistics thing, is what I was thinking. The next item is if no one else has any other spotlight questions.
Actually, I do have a question on the tabling part. it's for 3 days, and I'm probably only gonna be able to come in on the second day.
Mhm.
If that's all right. And is what's like the best case scenario that we could hope for? Like maybe a private meeting with some of the legislators or the sponsor of this bill, or like just so my expectations can be somewhat tethered to reality.
So the tabling event is happening during the busiest part of one of the busiest parts of the legislative session while the budget is being negotiated. So that's why lawmakers are going to be rushing by the tables many times a day. You are more there, it would be almost impossible to get a private meeting with any lawmakers during that period. The only way to get in touch with lawmakers during that period is to catch them while they're walking, which is why this is kind of perfect. If you mean by private, pulling them over to the side and talking to them, there's a good chance of that. If you mean a sit-down meeting in their office one-on-one, zero chance. This is really just dipping our toe in the water to do some public education with lawmakers and meet them face-to-face while they're walking by. That's it.
Yeah, it's visibility too. We want to advocate for them to co-sponsor the bills. And I think, the more that the lawmakers see the diverse number, of groups of people who are in support of access, the more likely that they're going to be to sign on. So, having representation from all these groups and, who are advocating for different reasons is going to be, an impactful way to present that.
The other thing is seeing actual people at the Capitol as opposed to getting a mailing with your literature is infinitely more effective. So I want people to understand that this is a valuable exercise, no matter how many one-on-one interactions you have with lawmakers, because staff is oftentimes more important than the lawmakers anyway. And this is a sexy event. They're going to want to come to the table. So, I think it's a good idea to set our expectations, but it's really impactful. Nick or Sophie, I don't know if you want to speak to that at all, but can you talk a little bit about how important it is when people are at the Capitol as opposed to paper?
Yeah, I think it's definitely an event that people will be dropping by. Like Corinne was explaining, it's a corridor between the office building and the Capitol where we are walking through over and over throughout the day. And anytime there is a table with free stuff, they all want to stop by. So they will definitely stop by and take whatever information you have or free pens, anything like that. And usually they are very happy to learn about the bills or whatever it is that you're there to talk about. And the same goes for staff too. There will be a bunch of staff and interns in the building that are representing different offices that will be walking through the same time. And this is a common thing on session days. So people will definitely be dropping by the tables.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
And I wanted to ask, do you have a memo for either both of the bills or separately that will be on the tables as well that people can take with them?
Oh, Jonathan.
Yeah, we're working on that. Aaron and I think Taylor were working on creating a one sheet, basically kind of explanation, sort of an FAQ for both bills. And I hope that that's the plan, to have that ready by then. And we were gonna include that in the packet that we would give to the legislators. I think that was the plan, that would be included. As well as we have like a one sheet science of psychedelic healing that Bill Brennan put together, and we're going to include that as well. It's kind of like a one page of 10 or 11 different studies that have found the benefits of psychedelics. So we're going to include those three things. I don't know, Nick, if you have something that was one of our, was gonna be one of my questions on Thursday, if you have something that you've already like put together or something like that, that could be helpful, let us know.
Okay, yeah, we'll do. I'll check our dear colleague and maybe we had like a quick
Hmm,
summary that we've used there. So I'll check.
that would be great. Yeah, we'll put it together.
Great.
I was gonna ask, we have also put together sort of a like a pitch that we can use for these meetings with legislators, especially when we have our one-on-one meetings, whether on Zoom or in person. And I was wondering if that's something that we should share with some of the other organizations that can be helpful as a way to approach some of these conversations, why we're here, what psychedelics are, and you know what the ask is, I guess. So I don't know, Corinne or Avery, if
Let's
you have thoughts.
post it to the Discord.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. And then,
Okay.
that it is good to have consistent messaging, but at the same time, with, Cluster Busters is going to be there specifically advocating for a freer use than even like, the Burke bill allows. And, Brooklyn Psychedelic Society is going to be there because, they're creating a co-op, a psychedelic co-op, yes, everyone should have similar language, but everyone is going to have their own unique spin on, their own messaging. And I think that's one of the things that's important because like, why here's all of these various reasons that people are doing this.
Yeah, and I think it's important to remember that this is not really a NYMHA organization event. This is an event that NYMHA is offering for all of these other groups that are working with us. And that's what's really exciting about it. That's why I'm so excited about the Brooklyn Psychedelic Society coming. So Colin, I hope you don't back out because we really need you there on Tuesday. Tuesday's a good.
I'll try to make it. I'm going to Syracuse for my brother's bachelor party, so I will hopefully have all my ligaments and eyeballs to be able to make a good impression.
Well, Tuesday's a really good day to be there. Monday is the day that they arrive. Tuesday is a very busy day. Wednesday is also a really good day. And then Thursday is what they call a getaway day. So lawmakers aren't there the whole day. So Tuesday is good.
I'll definitely try to be there for Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Looking forward to it.
Great. The next item on our agenda is the change.org petition. And I know, John, I saw that you made a couple more edits and Aaron wanted to talk about it, but I don't see him on the call. Do you know what else needed to be discussed? Because that was something I thought we were so close to running.
Yeah, we were done, and then he added just a couple of things that I wasn't sure that we needed in there, so I took it out. But I guess he wanted to talk about whether to keep it in or out. I don't think it makes that big of a difference.
Donna,
Oh,
can
he
you
was
talk
here.
about what the change.org petition is asking people to sign on to?
Yes. Do you want me to share the link? I can put it in the chat if people want to take a look.
Sure.
That is that's the copy. That's a change.org petition for people to basically sign that they're in support of these two bills that we are letting them know exist in New York State, and then a way to reach to their state legislators, the assembly members and the senators, so that they know. So there's a link that will allow them to find who their representatives are and can easily reach out to them. And as Corinne was saying during the tabling training that's in that video, it would be a good idea to have that ready for anyone who's not a legislator who's going to pass by those tables, so that if they want to in some way have their voice heard, we have this easy way to say, okay, just scan this, sign the petition, and reach out to your legislator. And so, yeah, we want to have that ready by the tabling event.
And I saw Brittany, I saw a direct message from you about helping with the events committee. That is exciting. So yeah, we'll talk to you after this meeting. And then Jana, are you still in a spot where you can? The next item was for you too. Is about the roundtables? Had you touched base with Alyssa about? Is that still happening or? It is.
Well, not sure. So there was, for those of you who might not be aware, there were some ideas around doing roundtable discussions around psychedelics or the individual bills. And I know Alyssa wanted to do at least one panel with vets and researchers. And then Fernandez also was thinking about maybe doing a public hearing. And I think all of that got put on hold until this budget madness gets resolved. So I'm not sure where that is. I have not heard from Alyssa about that. I think they're probably just too busy with that. And that was one of the items that we were going to discuss in the meeting with the two of them. And so hopefully that will happen. We can figure out how many panels is it realistic to organize and when. But yeah, for the time being, no updates.
Okay, great. And then the other event that we have on the long distance radar is June 17th. The Rosendale Theater is having a fungi film festival. And I'm going to be moderating a panel on psilocybin and psilocybin access. And I've asked a few people who have confirmed already. So Didi Gopal is going to be the therapist representative. Pammy hopefully is going to be able to participate as one who has created a social club. And Bill Brennan is going to be there as representing some research. And I'm hoping to nail down a lawyer representative and someone else I can't think of right now. But Rosendale, I think, is about 40 minutes outside of the city. So for those of you who are joining us from New York, it's going to be a full day long event with some mushroom walks in the forests around Rosendale, a feature film, and we're doing a short fungi film inspired competition, and then a couple other events associated with it. So it should be a great way to get out in nature and enjoy some mushroom themed things.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
What's the date again?
June 17th.
There's a flyer.
There is a flyer. It's right there on the, yeah. And so the new business, I think I already mentioned this. So Brittany, you said you were interested in helping with events, but like a local social club. And I know you're not quite local, but maybe you can help us kind of coordinate some of the other efforts here, just about, things like the Fungi Film Festival in Rosendale. Like if people want to go as a group, that would be a cool way to. I know many people on this call I've only interacted with on as a little 2-inch video, so it would be neat to share some actual space with people. The other new business was next up was the new approach and reason for hope. Jana, do you want to say a little bit about I know I mentioned it before. Reason for Hope wanted us to sign on to their letter of support, but we didn't make the deadline. Do you want to say a little bit about that?
About the Breakthrough Therapies Act?
Yeah. Or even just Reason for Hope, because I wasn't sure who they were until we started talking about it and I had to look it up.
Oh, I mean, yeah, Reason for Hope are, I mean, I don't know, they're pretty interesting and active organization in this space. They was started basically by this lawyer Brett Waters and Jesse McLachlan, who used to be a state representative from Connecticut, and then two generals, Marty Steele and Steven Zanakis, who are all really excited and working to bring psychedelic healing to veterans first, but to many other people as well. And they are involved on a federal level. Right now, they're trying to get the Cory Booker and Paul Rand Breakthrough Therapies Act passed and supported. And then they're also working in like 12 different states on various state initiatives to, you know, legalize somehow increase access. There are different bills in the different states. Some are more research based, some are a little more expansive. So they're working with whatever is available basically on in those state legislatures. So, but they're you know, pretty amazing organization that I think it would be good for us to have in our alliance space.
And they're joining the tabling event, right?
They are joining the tabling event. Yep. Yeah. Someone's going to be up there from their organization. Yeah. So hopefully we'll all get to meet. They're amazing.
Yeah. And Jana, Aaron, and I met with the New Approach folks too, who have helped work with some of the laws being worked on in other states, including Colorado and Oregon. And they're not active in New York because they said they saw other people filling that void and actually acting and you know, helping to work on legislation. And they weren't sure how to be involved, but I know they had a meeting directly after our meeting with the Reconsider folks, the Stephen Apcon. And so they may also help, you know, negotiate some of the legal pathways in New York too.
Yeah, we shared with them the two bills. They said they would have their lawyer take a look, give us some feedback on that as one way that they could possibly help. And most of their work so far has been in these ballot initiative states, so their experience is limited with states like New York, but they might be able to, you know, help push these bills forward as well. So we'll see. That was just an initial meeting. We'll see where we can take that collaboration.
Yep. And then the next item is a potential item for new business / event. But Dr. Jarrett Robert Rose of RPI has been instructing on, he's a psychology professor, and he's done psychedelic assisted therapies in group context presentations, and wanted to know if he wanted us, or if we wanted him to do like an hour-long kind of presentation somewhere. And I was thinking maybe we could reach out to the Sanctuary for Independent Media to kind of have a group actually get together to in a more formal stage presentation type thing.
Yeah, the sanctuary just launched something called the People's Health Sanctuary. And
Oh,
they're-
great,
They're
yeah.
looking for programming.
Oh,
That would be
fantastic.
really great.
Okay, yeah. So that'll Brittany, maybe you and I, when we chat about events, I'll see how we can connect to them and get that scheduled. And Taylor, I see you have joined us. Did you want to show some of the button design and things? I think I can allow. How can I share screen? Yeah.
Can I send a picture in the chat?
I think so.
Okay, just 1 second.
Because the only other thing that I had on the agenda was we are looking for additional proposed speakers for our meetings. So the last two meetings, we've kind of gotten more of like a nuts and bolts approach. But for those of you who have never been to one of our meetings before, we've had several guest speakers that have been very inspiring. And one of the ideas that have been proposed is that we get an addiction cessation specialist working in the psychedelic space. So if anyone has any ideas for people who might fit that bill or any other ideas, we're definitely open to entertaining them. We want to get some more people kind of educating in this space. And then our next meeting will be April 18th, and we are talking about, going down to New York City and having a meeting, or going out to Buffalo or Central New York. So I think there already is a discussion in Discord on meetings. So, I think we should continue that in Discord. So if anyone has any ideas for potential speakers, just go there and
Or if you want to invite and host us and
Oh.
host the NYMHA meeting, let us know.
yeah.
There is I don't know if people are aware who are not in New York, but the psychedelic Athenaeum just opened in New York about a month ago or so. It's this sort of beautiful space in like the 40s in Midtown Manhattan in the Blue Building that is going to serve as a space for co-working, for events, as a library for psychedelic materials. And I know Aaron has been talking to them. I know the women who run it. So that might be an option for maybe for the NYMHA meeting. I think they're looking for programming. They're looking for the different events that they can put there. So yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. Jana, if you want to put that idea in their ear, and we can let's talk about that. Fantastic.
Do you want to ask Dee Goldpaul about an addiction speaker?
Oh, I could. And yeah, Brittany also said she has some experience working in substance use disorder populations. So yeah, I think we have some possibilities. So.
And Sophie does too. I don't know, Brittany, if you know Sophie, but she was at our last meeting. She's away now. But I think between the three of you all,
Okay,
we can definitely find something.
cool.
It's great.
Taylor, were you able to find what you wanted to present? Taylor?
Sorry. I can't really send it through the chat. So I'm just trying to put it in a Google Doc and then send the link.
Taylor, are you on the Discord?
No, I'm not. I'm through Zoom on my phone.
Oh, no, I mean, in general, can you
Oh,
send the Discord out?
no, I'm not on there.
We can invite her.
Sure.
Can she share her screen?
Yeah, do you want to just share your screen, Taylor?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Multiple screen share.
Yeah, because then you can also show that like the Canva thing that you built.
So the only thing is I'm on my phone.
Oh.
So I can go through on my phone, I think. I just really don't know how to navigate it very well this way.
I think I made it so you can share your screen.
Well,
Like,
Taylor's
Okay.
figuring. Oh, okay. I was gonna ask, the next two meetings are April 4th and May 2nd. Is that right?
April 18th. And Amy, while you're right there, what's the May one? There's a May date there, yeah? The blue, right there, you just touched it.
April, what, 18th?
April 18th and May 16th.
Amazing, thank you.
Is this working?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. So this is the button. The pens, and this is like what the pin looks like.
Cool.
And then what did you want me to show on Canva?
Well, I don't know if it was the slide deck thing that you prettied up that I had started.
For the change.org? Or, oh, the slideshow, sorry.
Yep.
Do you want me to go through it all?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to, we don't have to actually like go through it nuts and bolts, but if you just want to like kind of show the slides, because it looks really nice.
Okay.
Cool. I don't know. Well, I think Taylor will be able to when she's on Discord. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Taylor.
No problem.
Those look great, Taylor, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, did you think it might be helpful to actually post that to the Instagram account? Because that's pretty interesting material, you know, that gives a real snapshot of what's the mission.
Oh, yeah, I mean, maybe just not the ask for fundraising, but maybe the other slides. That's a great
An
idea.
edited version. An edited
Yeah.
version, which just gets the mission out there, mission statement, really.
Yeah, I love that, Patrick. Good idea. Cool. Well, does anyone else have any other questions, comments, or concerns?
I think one of the things we should do after this meeting is send out the invitation to Discord again. And maybe offer another little tutorial on how to use it if we're really committed to doing that.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that?
That's a good idea. Awesome. Well, does anyone motion to end the meeting? Oliver, you want to keep meeting?
Hi. I have can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm new, so I got involved through Psychedelic Sisterhood. I guess Pammy sent me the link to join. And I would love to join the Discord as well. Is there like an email or a place I could get that? Because I don't have any other access. Because she sent me the link to this meeting.
Okay, yeah, sure. I know
We
it,
need her email address.
yeah, I need your
Someone put it
email
in the-
address.
Can someone put it in the chat right here?
I can put my email in the chat.
Yeah, if you put it in the chat, I've already got like someone else's email that also needed it. Let's see.
Yeah, I think anybody who's on this meeting who is new and hasn't gotten our mailings, put your email address in the chat and we'll send you a little introductory email.
Okay, thank you.
Remember to copy that chat.
Well, I have a note open. Awesome.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
Copy.
thank you.
All right, yeah, thanks everybody. So I'll add you to the email that we send out to you, so you'll get the minutes, and then I'll post this video to our YouTube channel, and yeah, we'll stay in touch. Bye.
Bye, everybody.